I killed you, bro. You crazy? I'm the fucking nigga to play with. I'm through the motherfucking face. I fucked you up, motherfucker.
Showtime. In that order.
In a sport where pride often hits harder than punches, the unthinkable just exploded again. This wasn't your average boxing presser. All eyes were glued to Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach Jr., two rivals preparing for one of boxing's most heated rematches. But just when things boiled over, Floyd Mayweather, yes, that Floyd, the same man who once called Tank his golden boy, charged the stage with a message. He's done being silent. Nobody thought it'd get this real. Nobody expected Floyd to snap like that. But there he was, charging ahead like he still owned the sport, acting like his crown was untouched. And Tank, calm as ever, he stood his ground, ready for war. Years of buried tension just exploded publicly. This wasn't about gold, it was war. It was personal. Let's rewind. Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach was already massive. Their initial clash ended in a draw, but most fans weren't buying it. Many felt Roach deserved it. A ninth-round knockdown that mysteriously wasn't scored. Roach shocked the crowd. Tank seemed off, distracted, unready, like he didn't even want to be inside the ring.
Tank did that, so I know the got in his eye, but they should have countered it. They would have countered it, it would have went to Lamont Roach. What I didn't like about Tank, he was gassing up Lamont Roach way too much, and he was already talking about like retiring.
He was a little distracted, didn't he, in the fight?
That wasn't the same Gervonta Davis we're really used to seeing.
It just lets you know how corrupt like these governing bodies are, bro. If that dude took a knee, not only did he take a knee, it's like, hold on real quick. Let me get this out of my eye. How is that not a point? Like,
you know, funny thing, bro, that's why I cut my braids off. I had braids, and I had the same thing. I went through the same when I fought Andre. That burning my eyes, so I cut that off.
That fight was meant to be an easy win for Tank. Instead, it revealed flaws he'd hidden for years.
When he fought Lamont, it was like he was there, but he wasn't like there for real. Like when you watch all his other fights, you can see like his eyes just look different. When he walked into the ring with Lamont, it was just like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, because you heard in the press conferences, he was just saying, he was just real irritated. He didn't really seem like
he just felt like, I think he just trained just to get by. I think he trained to just do 12 rounds. You know what I mean? The Tank that I know, the kid that you punch him in the face, he go crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if I'm down on the scorecards, I'm gonna go out and go get it. I didn't see it that fight. And I understand it too. When us as fighters, when you get to a certain point in life, sometimes you just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Since that fight, the rematch has loomed like thunder. Roach hasn't stayed quiet, he's been bold, demanding credit and declaring he's coming to take it all.
Shit, he better. He better take me serious, but I don't think so. I think they training as hard as they can. You know, I think they trying to put a little mastermind squad together to coach for this fight, and you know, it's gonna be a good fight. I'm gonna tell you like this: we're preparing for the best Gervonta Davis that's going to be, you know, that everyone's ever seen. That's what we're preparing for. We're not preparing for a guy who might not be focused. We're not preparing for a guy who might be lazy or anything like that. We're preparing for the best version of him.
Meanwhile, Tank's been all over legal trouble, internet drama, and wasting time in gimmick fights like that strange Jake Paul exhibition. No titles, just big checks.
Tank Davis, Lamont Roach. I think we need to start with that one.
Yeah.
What transpired in that fight was astounding, because you have to remember Tank Davis was a 16-1 favorite going into this fight. Lamont Roach while a WBA champion was moving up from 130 pounds and no one thought he had a chance. And the general demeanor of Tank Davis going into this fight was like, hey man, I'm kind of done with this. I got 3 fights left. I'm going to be done by the end of 2025. I don't really like this sport anymore. Kids, don't do this. Go into soccer. This ain't for you.
But in all that noise, one name keeps returning: Floyd Mayweather. The rift between Floyd and Tank is iconic now. It began with Floyd mentoring and spotlighting Tank.
Tank Davis, he was a young kid, came up to me when he was a kid, wanted an autograph. I signed his phone for him and told him, you'll be world champion someday, and I'll be your promoter. Years later, he was working with some people from our team, because our team is huge. We got guys in DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York, all around. He won a few fights. I think he was like 8 or 9-0. I told him, in under 24 months, you'll be world champion. Made the right moves, put him in the right position. He's a multi-millionaire now.
Absolutely.
He was a kid that couldn't even buy a bus ticket. Now he's a multi-millionaire.
Tank used to be the prized face of Mayweather Promotions, until things changed. Then the power struggle erupted: money, pride, control. Tank wanted out. Floyd wanted loyalty. And when they parted ways, it got nasty. What added fuel? Floyd's next strategic play: Lamont Roach Jr.
When I say certain things, they say, oh, he's hating. There's no different from when I talked about the thing with Gervonta, for instance. When I said that I need all fighters. I said I need all the young fighters that's making money in the sport of boxing. What I need you guys to do is do this. Brother, it's Chrome Heart, Gucci, Louis, Mercedes. We need to take our money and invest in real estate so that we can live that same great life when our careers are over. So I guess that he took it as, I guess he's the only one that wears Chrome Heart. He's the only one that wears Gucci. He's the only one that wears Louis Vuitton. He's the only one that drives a Mercedes. And last time I checked, we got fighters all around the world that wear top flight clothes that make good money.
Roach wasn't some ordinary fighter. He turned into Floyd's secret weapon. Floyd trained, promoted, and publicly backed him. It screamed loud and clear: if Tank leaves, Floyd will support the guy meant to finish him. And when Floyd arrived, at that press conference, it wasn't support, it was a statement.
You know, I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
At first, it seemed Floyd would just pose beside Roach and walk off. But nope. He headed straight for Tank. No greeting, no grin, just that classic Mayweather stare. Tank held firm. Then came the bump, not dramatic, not loud, but intentional. Quietly hostile and clearly deliberate.
Things are being thrown. There's no room for this in the sport. There's no room for the Davis brothers to be in the building tonight. The police escorted them out. You saw.
Gasps filled the room. Security rushed forward, but it was too late. The image exploded online. The media ran wild. Floyd Mayweather had just transformed a routine presser into a full-blown war zone. And here's the truth: it wasn't accidental. It felt orchestrated, cold, strategic. Floyd's way of turning this match into more than just Roach versus Davis. This had become Floyd versus Tank, Chapter 2. To Tank, it felt like betrayal in public. The man who once raised him is now backing the guy out to destroy him. Let's be honest, Tank's image isn't solid. His last bout with Roach went south.
Oh, nice double left hook by Roach to the body and then to the head. Right there it is. Oof. And Davis just got backed up with a counter right from Roach.
That's a big moment.
Load with the left. Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaning with right.
He took a knee.
He took a knee. What is he doing?
He forgot his...
Nice combination from Roach. Oh, another right hand, another right left by Roach. Roach. Nice combination. Got just over around 11 as well.
Maybe him getting cracked.
Davis fighting on even terms here in the 11th. Both of them have landed.
Has to keep doing that. Roach said the familiarity, knows his weaknesses. It's one thing to say it.
The decision is a majority draw.
That draw, still debated. Tank seemed dull. He narrowly kept his unbeaten streak alive. And now that Floyd's boosting Roach, the rematch has the feel of a trap designed to break and embarrass him.
I'm here with Lamont Roach. We're here at Fanatics Fest. What's going on with you, champ? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Feeling great.
I know you got that fight coming up. The rumors is out sometime August, September. Are you currently in training camp right now?
I actually leave out for camp next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
How you feeling going into the rematch, champ?
Like a champ, like I'm supposed to. I've been in the gym. I've been ready. Time to ramp it up, kick it in gear, and get right to work.
I'm gonna ask you a quick question about the fight. The first fight with Tank. What did you see in that fight that can help you propel into the next fight?
I saw all I needed to see in that first fight. Trust me. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. Obviously, I didn't do enough to win, so I'm gonna make sure we do more than enough to win.
This goes far beyond a belt. It's about pride, about legacy, about proving who actually holds the keys to boxing's future.
I think the hardest punch I ever faced. No. And I ain't shitting on him or nothing like that. He can punch. But Jonathan Oquendo, he's from Puerto Rico. Bro, he got bricks in his hands, bro. I lie to you not. He punch hard. I ain't gonna lie. He a hard hit, man.
Let's be honest, Floyd craves control. He wants the world to know he's still pulling strings, even while retired. If Roach wins, Floyd's vision gets proven right. If Tank falls, all the hype Floyd once built for him crumbles into nothing.
When Floyd left Bob Arum, it's good for them to do it and become their own boss. And then if another guy does it, it's not good for the sport. He's disloyal. And what's wrong with Tank saying he want to be his own boss? And honestly, I've been there. The relationship between them two is very toxic. It's a toxic relationship. It's up and down and up and down. And I'm not gonna elaborate to everything that I know, but it's a very toxic relationship. And that's why when I tweet stuff, I don't tweet often, but when I tweet, I may fire off 50 tweets in the day. And that's why when I tweeted certain things about the relationship, Tank retweeted it because he knows. Like, I'm not just gonna say what it is. It's a very toxic relationship. It's back and forth. And I think it will serve him best to go and be his own boss.
And here's the twist: momentum is shifting. Roach looked crisp last time, precise, polish, confident. That knockdown may have been missed by judges, but it landed. He made fans and critics question everything they thought about the fight.
You know something funny? When we was talking in like the 12th round, I think the 12th or 11th, we was talking right? But he like, you ain't gonna win. I said, why not? What you talking about? He like, they ain't gonna give it to you. I said, oh, is that right? So, that's how boxing work. It's sad to say, that's how boxing work. I'm not like totally upset. I figured with a superstar, you won't get too much on paper. But I damn sure thought I had it. Especially when they announced the score for him. I was like, oh, they gonna give me a split decision win. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh shit, here it comes. But as soon as I heard that 114, I was just like, damn, alright, it's over with. So yeah, man, it's just crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's okay. We gonna run it back.
Meanwhile, Tank's been spiraling, fighting jokers, beefing with YouTubers, facing lawsuits, and teasing retirement. And now he's up against his toughest challenge yet with the very mentor who built him now standing in the opposite corner.
That's why I don't want to box no more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me, where so I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry, you know what I mean? Because I have two daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean? Be more humble and things like that.
This fight isn't about championship belts, it's about legacy. If Tank fails, the doubters get louder. The critics feel justified. The quiet talk that he's overhyped becomes mainstream news. with Floyd in Roach's corner. It's a storybook set up everything coming full circle with a brutal twist.
Lamont is signed and ready to go for the rematch, correct?
Y'all play so many head games, it's not even funny. Let me tell you something, bro. Lamont Roach has never been this big of a fighter before. Everyone knows Lamont Roach now. So he could be reaping the benefits of just enjoying his status of having that draw with Tank, while Tank is the one with the eye of the tiger. Tank is probably in the gym training his ass off and then sign the contract like, all right, we got to fight win. June, oh shit, let's hurry up and dash your ass. Sugar Ray Leonard did that to Roberto Duran. Duran was told that he had a fight in a couple weeks, and he was like, dude, I'm 190 pounds in Panama, which is why Roberto Duran was out of shape in the No Mas fight and was like, no mas. So Tank could be over there working, sign the contract in 3 weeks, and all of a sudden Lamont Roach got to put a training camp together.
Maybe that's what pushed Tank over the edge. Maybe that's why things turned physical at the press event. He's facing pressure like never before. His legacy is on the line, and Floyd, he's not calming things, he's stoking flames. Tank must win, but Roach, he's not backing down. He remembers how tight the last fight was. He read the crowd, he exposed Tank's weak points. Now Floyd's behind him. This rematch, it's an all-out takeover.
Just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubt himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So I'm a show up.
When he talks about you not bringing your family, what goes through your mind when you hear him say that?
I ain't worried about that.